What's up, family? Welcome to session 5. Today's theme is self-care. And before we get rolling on what I do in my life to encourage and support my own self-healing, I just want to say thank you to all of you who have been giving me feedback so far. I've gotten some incredible feedback from people that I admire, respect, and love. So please keep it coming. Let me know what you're looking for. I have been incredibly blessed during these last few years to dive into the world of validated self-healing for very selfish reasons, for my own personal discovery and own personal healing. And fortunately, this process is now serving to be useful to others. Some of you may be familiar with my startup. I co-founded a company called E=MC² No Limits a few years back. Our main offering is a program called the Trifecta Core Health Initiative, which focuses on empowerment, eating intelligence, and physical fitness. For me personally, Trifecta has been rehab meets leadership development, meets self-healing, meets awesomeness. Trifecta has opened a lot of doors and a lot of possibilities in my own life, and I'm just really grateful to do what I love and love what I do. So, self-care, it's one of these terms that probably some of you out there right now are feeling a bit triggered by, because here's the thing. Everybody talks about self-care. It's kind of like the word authenticity. It's used a lot. And it's a bit frustrating, I think, for me sometimes, because it's like, well, what does self-care really mean? How much do I really have to do? Am I ever going to really be able to do enough to feel that peace that I'm sort of seeking? And again, as I say on every video I do, whatever I'm thinking, I'm not here to teach, guys. I'm here to share. I'm here to share where I'm at. I'm here to share what I'm experiencing. Because I was told along the way it might be helpful to others. But for me, especially in my previous role where I was on the airplane a lot and I had people reporting to me and I had little experience in the role that I had taken on, the idea of self-care was quite foreign. I didn't have time for it. I was just too busy for it. Or at least that's the story I told myself. And how self-care has evolved in my world is I've gotten to a point where I am currently able to be present and engaged more than ever. I'm able to help more people than I've ever been able to support. I'm able to maintain a certain level of health and wellness that were never possibilities for me. At my age now, I am healthier mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually than I ever have been. It's an amazing thing. And a lot of it is because of my prioritization of self-care. And those who are in my network, in my circle, those who I communicate with on a more frequent basis, they know that this is priority one for me. And in fact, it's the reason I left my previous role. So not because my previous role was too stressful or it wasn't the right company. In fact, I worked for 3 amazing companies. I worked for Pfizer, Boston Scientific, and Medtronic, all phenomenal companies that took really good care of me. It had nothing to do with the role. It had nothing to do with the company. It had everything to do with my tools or lack thereof that were supportive of me. It had everything to do with my disassociation with self. I didn't know what I liked. I didn't know what I was good at. I didn't know what foods my body enjoyed. I didn't know how much sleep was helpful for me to maintain a clear state of mind. Small anecdote. Throughout the day, the average business leader experiences 50 stress triggers. Every time one of those stress triggers happens, cortisol is released. Now, if the individual just continues throughout their day, not doing any type of physical, emotional, or spiritual exercise to move that cortisol through their body, what happens is at night they have trouble relaxing because it's still kind of caught up in their body. Therefore, they have trouble falling asleep, which then impacts cognitive function, which then actually can cause weight gain. So, a lot of benefits to self-care. And if you're listening to this right now and you don't feel like you're doing a lot of self-care in your life, this is not meant to be a judging situation, okay? So please be gentle with yourself. I'm going to share this. The last couple of weeks, I have felt a little bit run down. My immune system has felt a little bit knocked off. I do believe it's the change in seasons. It's been years since I've spent this amount of time consecutively in Philadelphia. I'm used to being by the ocean more. I'm used to being in the sun more. I'm getting used to this. So I haven't had a desire to run as much. I haven't had a desire to be as physically active. You know, I'm running a half marathon this Sunday. So how am I handling that? Am I judging myself? Am I saying I should be going to the gym? I should be doing this or I should be doing that? No, because the word should implies that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. The fact is my body needs rest right now. The fact is my body needs roses and sunflowers. I went to the supermarket last night. I bought myself roses and sunflowers to lighten things up and to bring a certain energy into my living space. I made my smoothie this morning, packed with nutrients. Today's smoothie has kale, pear, blueberries, reishi, cordyceps, and lion's mane powdered mushrooms. Mushrooms for me are great medicine. Ginger, turmeric, a little bit of pepper to activate the turmeric. And so I'm nourishing my body with food that gives me energy and antioxidants and immune system building properties to support me while my body recovers. So self-care, it's going to come in cycles, you know, and I'm going to wrap it up with this. Self-care, it comes in cycles. It's different. It changes all the time. Routines are good, but sometimes our body needs to switch it up. Sometimes our mind needs to switch it up. Sometimes I do guided meditations. Sometimes I sit in silence. Sometimes I rest. Sometimes I'm active. What's most important is that I'm prioritizing self-care, however that shows up in my life. And what's also important is that I'm gentle with myself when my routine does need to change. I love you all. Have a great day.